Please stand by.
Excuse me, I'm talking.
It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
Warning. What is your name?
I am Jay Ramone, and this is the Jay Ramone Podcast.
If the FCC knew you were doing drugs on the air, shut us down!
This gets more work done more accurately.
I will sit down with bands, artists, chefs, business owners, and fellow Oklahomans to talk about their projects and dealing with day-to-day life.
This stuff can give you brain damage.
This is the Jay Ramone Podcast.
Power of the internet is truly amazing.
I'm sitting here with obviously Dameon Aranda, who is a big fan of the cat and longtime supporter. And then I've got Adam here, and this is the new project that we debuted, a little over a year ago, Dameon?
Yeah, definitely radio play wise. Yes, we've actually been doing it for about 3 years now. But the music's really been kind of taking a life of its own and getting to people the last year, I would say, year and a half.
Yeah, year and a half.
So someone my age group, we grew up with the beginning and the infancy of gaming consoles. When, I remember going all the way back to Atari, and I remember it was almost like Christmas Day. There was a summer that this pharmacy in Ardmore, Oklahoma was called Revco, and it was like a chain of pharmacies or whatever. But for some reason, they were closing out all of their Atari games for like $1 a piece. And my mom was like, yeah, you can pick out 10. And I was like, oh my God, and went crazy and bought all the Atari games.
Stack them up. Remember you have them stacked up? You looked at them?
Oh, yeah, those plastic cartridges. And then graduating to the old school NES Nintendo when it came out. After that, that was kind of the game changer for all the platforms. So I feel like our generation has been highly influenced by video games. And so the fact that you guys are putting out music that is all about games and gaming culture, I think is very relatable.
Yeah, man, we've had, I remember when I came to Dameon with the idea, I said, hey, I've got this crazy idea. I'd like to do a hard rock project, and I want to do it based on video games. And at the time, I wanted to do it for Apex Legends, because Apex Legends, I'm a Battle Royale ranked player. I play competitively. And so for the first 22 songs we wrote was about one game. And maybe we might have gone a little overboard, but the crazy thing is, Jay, that we've released 22 songs about Apex Legends. I just surprised Dameon, last week?
Yes.
I rewrote 4 of them and wrote a brand new one for another character. So we're releasing an EP this fall called Apex Revisited. And it's going to be redoing Octane. I don't know if did they ever spin Octane?
Nope.
Oh, man. Well, you're going to have to spin the new one, hopefully.
Okay, send it to me.
Yeah, but anyway, so we had a lot of fun doing that. And then, we just, we really dig ourselves into the culture and the gaming community. And, the world's filled with so many serious things right now. And we just want to talk about games and play hard rock and have fun. So that's kind of what we're all about.
Well, I think it's awesome. And when they were telling me about the concept of Punch Out, that was right around the last time you guys kind of came up to the station, I think.
Yep.
And you were in the middle of kind of working on it and getting it all hashed out, but you'd already put the kind of the storyboard together of what you wanted to do. And I immediately thought of Gabe in that role in the ring, the black tank top, the green shorts, and you brought it to life.
Yeah, not only did we bring it to life, it was funny. I remember calling Dameon. I called Dameon 2 days before the video shoot, and I said, does Gabe know that we're putting him in the ring and dressing him up like Little Mac from Punch Out? He goes, no. So Gabe started getting freaked out. He's like, Adam, why didn't you tell me? I would have worked out. I would have lifted weights. I'm like, Gabe, it wouldn't be that funny if you were actually in shape. This isn't supposed to be serious.
We're really glad you're out of shape.
We're all out of shape. It's perfect. And and then I told Dameon, I'm like, dude, we got to get you playing Paulie as an homage to Paulie from Rocky. Rocky, I definitely pulled off Mickey pretty good. And being the senior in the project here. but it's a lot of fun. And, you know, who would have thought that a 1982 video game could inspire a 2025 hard rock song? And right now it's actually climbing on the charts a little bit, Jay. We're pretty psyched about it. We just hit.
Bro, here's what's crazy. You brought Little Mac back to life in video form in this inspiration for Mike Tyson's Punch-Out! But you've also brought music videos back to MTV all in one fell swoop. And so this is a massive win for all of us.
Thank you for saying that, because I was floored when I called Dee. My wife and I were sitting at dinner with the kids one night, and we just submitted the video to a bunch of people. We didn't hire someone to go work it. We weren't actively working the video. We literally just sent it out and said, this is a video. It's ready for broadcast if you want to play it. And Crystal had to take the kids. She goes, you won't believe this email I got. She hands me the phone, and it says MTV Live Metal Thrashing Madness adds Punch-Out! And I had to read it, I had to reread it 3 or 4 times. And this week was week 15. They played it 15 weeks in a row. And it's one of the first 3 videos to come out. So what's cool about it for Dameon and I, because we're such music lovers, as well as, you know, we're fans as much as we are artists, right?
Right.
You know, here I am, I'm watching Rage Against the Machine, now Testify, and then freaking Punch-Out! Comes in next. I'm like, I think I might have done something. It just feels really cool, you know, to be on the same show with Evanescence and Dead Poetic Society, those guys now. And you know, you've got all the classic hard rock bands of old that they play on the show now as well, too.
Well, I was telling you, I was at a live remote with another DJ earlier today with one of our radio stations. And we were literally having this discussion about how we feel like it would really change the way people consume music if MTV were to play music videos again, because that's how we consumed it every day. And it's far different than just like pulling up YouTube and putting it on a music, you know, video channel and letting the algorithm do its thing. This was kind of curated, and it was all designed about when kids were getting ready for school, you know? And so that was the music that influenced us to go to the record store and go buy it.
Yeah, totally. 100%. And I think, you know, from what I understand, Paramount, which, as you know, owns MTV, they're trying to have them get back to their roots more. And I think, you know, when we look at the culture of AI and things that are happening technologically, we need more human interactivity.
100%.
And human connection with music, you know, because it's not just about, it's okay to use computers to help you make stuff. We do that all the time as well, right?
Right.
But the real essence of soul, I mean, when I would wake up in the morning, to your point, I would watch either VH1 or MTV before I'd go to school, and that's what I'd talk about. Mm-hmm. I'd come home, and I wouldn't want to miss Headbangers Ball, you know, on the weekends, whatever the heck that was. I mean, that was my jam, Headbangers Ball.
Freaking Mark Goodman.
Oh, are you kidding me? It's freaking amazing.
He was the man.
And so, you know, when we went to do the Punch-Out! Video, it was important that it looked really great. We wanted it to be gritty, but we wanted it to be fun. Like, as soon as you see the guy from Glass Joe come out, you know you're going to be in for a ride, right? It's going to be like this. Okay, they're not afraid. They're not trying to be cool. We're not trying to be the hippest kids in the town. We're just trying to make something that's freaking awesome, and that we think people will. You either get it or you don't get it. It's really the bottom line, and that's kind of what At a Music Project's all about. It's about fun. It's about games. It's about bringing the things that make us feel excited to be around. And we're trying to bring that. I mean, I would love, Jay, one day that we have such a fan base that they come to the shows dressed as their favorite video game character. Like, and we give.
That's what I envision. So you're from Florida, right?
So I live in Jacksonville part of the year, and then I'm in Newport Beach, California as well too. So I'm bi-coastal.
Okay, so have you been to Orlando and seen the gaming arena that they built, like the venue where they're doing all of these gaming tournaments? And it's like a stadium that you would see a sporting event at, where there's bleachers and there's people watching on a big screen of the games happening. I can totally envision this where you're performing at one of these conventions or these tournaments, where there's some sort of vintage NES element to it. I can totally see that. And everybody dressed up as whatever their favorite boxer is, 100%.
Yeah, or whatever your favorite video game character is, right? I mean, so we're doing a set tomorrow night, and we're singing songs about Pokemon. We're singing songs about Bowser. We're singing songs about Joe Valentine, right?
Yeah.
What else?
All that. Cammy? Are we doing Cammy?
No, we're not doing Cammy.
No, that was
Street Fighter. We did a song about Cammy from Street Fighter 6, Killer Bee.
Yeah.
It's fun, man. And when D and I have even written a song, we wrote a song called Back for More, which is about a gaming tournament gone bad. And so the whole thing is not about a character. It's about it's this gaming tournament that just blows up. This kid keeps fighting the same kid every year for the final prize. And no matter how much he beats him down, D said he's coming back
for more. Yeah.
Back for more.
I think the cool thing too about the project is we're just in a gear right now where we're releasing so much music and just, it's almost like just wait 6 weeks. I
feel like it really did start out as a true tribute to Apex Legends, but it's evolved and grown into this for your love of gaming and that nostalgia's sake, what triggered those memories of playing the games and being behind the console and all of that.
Oh, yeah. The next album we're actually working on this summer, D and I talked about it. There's going to be 5 to 6 songs about new games and new gaming culture, but we're doing half the album retro games.
Yeah.
So about Defender, Space Invaders,
Joust,
Qbert. Qbert might even get a track.
I love that. I love that.
So we're not afraid to the thing that's cool about the projects. It has people of all different ages involved in it, have been around in it, and I'm still a gamer, Jay. Like Jay, I play 4 hours a day if I can.
My oldest son is 12, and he is the president of the Classic Gaming Club at his school.
That's awesome.
Middle school is way further advanced than it was when I was in middle school. Like when I walked in to tour the school for the first time, I'm seeing Misfits logos painted on the walls. And I told him, I was like, son, we would get expelled for doing that. And that's an art project that they were allowed to do.
Yeah.
And so when he started Vintage Gaming Club, when he started being involved in that, we went around and gathered up all the Wiis and all the old consoles that we could find so they could take him to school. And
maybe you should show him the song Dig Duggan. Because
he's seen them all. He's a massive fan of it. He absolutely loves it. And he's shown his friends and stuff who are all, gamers.
We need him. Hey, if he wants to be in a music video, we have a song coming out called Sunlight, which is about this kid that won't leave his gaming console to see the sun. And
he would freak out. He would love that.
Yeah. So you got to put us in contact with him. We can chat with him about that. Would be fun.
Absolutely. So you're playing some shows here in Oklahoma, and we're just going to consider you an Oklahoman because creatively you work with so many Oklahomans.
I am an Oklahoman. I've lived here. I was here 4 weeks last year.
Yep, that's it. You're automatically one of us, man.
You're going to see me. You'll see. By the way, I go up to Scooters here. They know who I am. I go to Hatch. They're like, "Hey, Adam, what's going on?"
Yeah. Hatch is bomb, bro.
So, if I go at Lake Hefner, any one of those restaurants, you'll find me there at a bar at probably 8:30, 10 o'clock at night with my headphones in, listening to what mess we made in the studio that day.
Exactly.
I love it.
So if you see me, say hi.
Yeah.
So you're getting ready to go on tour with Austin Winkler and his new project, The Founder.
Yeah.
And so how are we going to do this? Dameon, are you playing double duty?
So actually, I'm not actually for these next 2 shows. I'm actually the bass player in the band. So that'll be.
He had to try out, Jay. We weren't sure if he could cut it.
Yeah. So
I'm going to need to see those audition tapes. I don't know.
Yeah,
no. He was fine. He was fine. We practiced tonight, and it sounds great.
Yeah, it's good. It's great. But with Aranda, as we're going out, I'm not going to be playing much in that music project on the road for the tour because we'll be dedicating most of our stuff to Aranda. I think
playing 2 sets is a lot.
Yeah. Now I will tell you this. So we were just trying to figure out how to make it all work, and so our rhythm section is going to be playing out of music project. So They are doing double duty, which is really going to be cool.
And they love it. And we love it. They're fantastic.
Yeah. So that's going to be great. But the whole tour, it's Oklahoma. You know what I mean? We're going out as Oklahomans.
I'm an adjunct Oklahoman now.
That's what I'm saying. Hold on, dude. I got it.
Can you hold on? Can you get me? Hold on one second. Hold on, Jay. Hold on a second. We'll be right back. Hold on.
We just got to get you an address here so we can get you the cheaper taxes too.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Here we go. I'm back.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
It was so funny, Jay, because this week I'm sitting there and I'm texting D. This is like back at game 6 or 5. I can't remember. And I'm like, I blame you for this. I actually care. This is something like I found myself watching every freaking game. And
texting back and forth.
And I'm like, dude, we need this team to win. So
let me explain this to you. I absolutely despised the Seattle Supersonics growing up. That was the franchise that I hated. And the Hornets came here and they were fine. The team wasn't really any good, and the team didn't really try to involve themselves with the community or the state. They were just here. And we all knew it was just temporary, that they were going back once Hurricane Katrina was cleaned up. And so there was never really this deep connection. And so, excuse me, it's announced we're getting a team and they say it's going to be the Supersonics. And I'm so pissed because that's the one franchise I hated.
Oh, yeah.
And they won me over. Like hook, line, and sinker, even through the dark years, after 2012 and 2013, when everybody deserted us, I was still watching every game and just a diehard fan. This organization has become so involved in the state of Oklahoma, in the community. They give local musicians opportunities to like you guys singing the national anthem or playing at the game, and it's all genres. It's absolutely incredible what they've done, and I loved being a part of the parade and seeing all of that. That was by far the biggest event I have seen in the state of Oklahoma ever, and it was completely blown away.
Yeah, I mean, I have, and I don't know if I'll get myself in trouble here saying this. I was born and raised in New England. So I have had the privilege and honor of seeing many championships in my hometown with the Patriots. And, they just kept winning and winning and winning. When Oklahoma won, I knew how much it meant to my Oklahoma friends. And I became an Oklahoman 2 years ago when I started living here. And I care. Like, I care.
It's crazy.
I was psyched out of my mind. But I know what it does for a town, right? It does a lot for a town in a city. And now we just got to get them to win next year. And then then it starts to become like a legacy, or at least get close to it,
But as to your point, though, Jay, I've never seen the state, the city, all of it so unified.
Right. It's always been you're an OU fan or you're an OSU fan or you're a fan of this or you're a fan of that, and we all kind of coexisted. But the Thunder has brought everybody together.
Yeah, and it's amazing to see, amazing to be a part of. And when we go out now, it's just awesome to represent that. You know what I mean? We're going to be I was at Dick's Sporting Goods the other day, and I was like, man, I'm already spending $200-300 just trying to get a few shirts and a hat and all that stuff.
That's great.
But for me, it's like it's road gear. You know what I mean? It's like go and we're going to go represent. Yeah. You'll see plenty of pictures on our Instagram, Facebook, whatever you follow us on.
But what about our Indiana friends?
And it's like, I don't know what to tell you about that.
That may be the black T-shirt
this year with the hat. I won't be able to put the hat on in Indiana. No, it was awesome to know what, because I know what it feels like to win. Because I remember when the Patriots won their first Super Bowl, I was actually at it in New Orleans against the St. Louis Rams. And my buddy and I, who had been to the games for years, I mean, the Patriots were horrible. Jay, they were the worst team.
They were terrible, man. After that 85 season against Chicago, they went downhill fast, bro.
Bledsoe came in and he gave us an opportunity. But that year when Tom Brady took over for Drew, and I ended up in I had to spend 14 days in New Orleans living in a Holiday Inn because you couldn't fly. You couldn't get in there. You couldn't get back out of there. But to have that team win after so many years of losing, I knew exactly what it felt like for you guys to get your championship and just embrace it, celebrate it, because you never know when you're going to get your next one, right? It could be next year. It could be 10 years from now, right?
I don't think we ever thought we really were, like I don't think we ever thought we were really going to have the finances to build a super team to compete with the Lakers or these teams that spend all this massive amount of money. And just to see this really young team play as a team and like actually like being around each other, it's awesome. Pretty amazing.
Yeah, it was awesome. I enjoyed it.
So we've got probably 10 to 15 songs to pitch to the Oklahoma City Thunder from the A.M.P. music.
That's what I was hoping.
How about Thunderbolt? It's a freaking great song. Who cares if it's about Pikachu? Nobody needs to know that, Thunder.
Hey. Nobody needs to know it, because I asked Dameon, I was like, have you sent this over to them?
Thunderbolt! Yeah.
We can tell you, it would be perfect.
Switch the lyrics around too. That's no problem.
But we should do that. Yeah. That would be awesome. If they wanted it, we would do it. So, anyway.
You have to reshoot the video and book Rumble.
Dude, that's an awesome idea.
There we go.
I'm down with that. We do all the highlights of the season to Thunderbolt. I would do that in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, Adam, man, I appreciate you guys taking the time to do this. And I hope everybody gets out and goes to see you tomorrow night or tonight when this will be published. 89th Street here in Oklahoma City. And then again at the venue Shrine in Tulsa. And the guys that you're playing with, Hyperdose, really great band from here as well.
That's great. Looking forward to playing with them.
Well, man, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Have an awesome night, brother.
See you, man.
Take care.